He says he I don't know why.
I'd like to call the BZA meeting October 16th to order. Sabrina, are you going to call a roll?
I'll take care of that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank
Mr. Shelton,
you. Here.
Mr. Brumfield, Mr. Yeaman,
Here.
Mr. Easley, Ms. Warren,
Here.
Mr. Craddock,
Here.
Mr. Stone.
Here. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. Beautiful day. Appreciate you coming. We've got a number of cases tonight. And thrilled to hear what everyone has to say. At this moment, if we could rise for a moment of silence, and then we'll follow by the Pledge of Allegiance. United States of America. Be seated. Okay, do I hear approval of our agenda tonight?
I make a motion we approve the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Craddock. Second. Thank you, Ms. Shelton. All in favor?
1 second, sir. We have technical difficulties.
Okay. Mr. Craddock made the motion, Mr. Shelton seconds.
Thank you. Motion approved. Mr. Craddock. We have two absent. See, that's probably why we shouldn't do that until they get here. Who's that, Sheldon?
As we're waiting for them to get our technical issues, I'd like to remind everybody in the crowd that everybody's discussion tonight is important, and we want to hear it, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Anyone here to speak other than the applicant is restricted to 3 minutes. Just to let you know, like again, look forward to hearing what you have to say, but anybody other than the applicant is restricted to 3 minutes. Thank you. Motion carries. Thank you. Do I hear an approval of our minutes or any adjustments?
I make a motion to approve the redlined version of the minutes for the September 8th, 2025 meeting as provided.
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Yeaman, seconded by Mr. Shelton. Those minutes were provided in your packet, and you can review those. At this time, we'll take a vote if there's no other discussion. There was some information in there that was excluded about a date for tonight's meeting that needed to be in those minutes, and that's why we adjusted that for the date of the 16th, because we had to change it for the holiday. We're ready to vote? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. Mr. Arnold, is there any old business that you know of at this time?
No, sir.
Okay. Don't believe we have any new business at this time?
No, sir.
Thank you. Will we have a meeting next month?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We had
Thank
one
you.
SUP case at the Planning Commission last week.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
There's no chairman report tonight. At this time, we'll open our meeting for our public hearing. Pursuant to Article 5, Division 7 of the Pittsylvania County Zoning Ordinance, we, the Board of Zoning Appeals, have been empowered to hear and decide specific applications and appeals in support of said ordinance. In accomplishing this important task, we are charged with promoting the health, safety, and general welfare of the citizens of Pittsylvania County. We must ensure that all of our decisions and recommendations be directed to these goals and that each be consistent with the environment, the comprehensive plan, and in the best interest of Pittsylvania County, its citizens, and its prosperity. Anyone here to speak to the board other than the applicant regarding zoning cases will be limited to 3 minutes. Thank you. The time is 6:06. Mr. Arnold, you want to read our first case?
Sure. Case S-25-017, Robert and Trinity Rowland have petitioned for a special use permit on 6.19 acres located on State Road 57, Halifax Road, in the Bannister Election District to allow for a public garage/mechanic shop in accordance with Pennsylvania County Code 35-223. On August 5th, 2025, the Planning Commission's motion to recommend approval was denied by a 2-4 vote with opposition that the petitioner's request be granted. As discussed at the September 8th meeting, that motion was not made properly, so after a 60-day layover period from the August 5th Planning Commission meeting, this case is now ready to be heard by the Board of Zoning Appeals. The staff summary is enclosed in the board packet. Mr. Chairman, Mr. and Mrs. Rowland are here to represent the petition.
Mr. and Ms. Rowland, if you want to come down front, I'd like to apologize for the mix-up at the last meeting. Glad you're able to come back.
I would like to start with handing y'all, I have a letter from all,
Ms. Rowland, can you get the microphone a little closer?
sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that is louder. I figured I would start with the letters that I have from all my neighbors that live around me. The neighbor that I share a driveway with, she has a letter from her stating that she is fine with us having our garage shop and having the business ran out of it. Our neighbor on the right side of us, I have a letter from them because they couldn't make it, they're out of town. And I have a letter from the neighbor from across the street, and she has also stated that she is fine with it. And I also have a neighbor from down the road who lives just a little ways down the road, and he has also signed a letter of approval. And we do have a few people here to talk on our behalf as well.
Okay.
Who do I?
Do we need to read those out, or?
Do you want me to read them?
Mr. Arnold, would you rather read them out, or you want to pass them around to the members?
Because I only have a single copy of each.
If you're okay with it, Mr. Chairman, I'd just soon distribute them to the BZA, if that'd be all right.
All right.
Well, it's only a single copy because I didn't make copies because I wanted the original signatures.
Okay. We'll give them back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Be all right if I pass these? And 3 of those are our immediate neighbors. Ellen McGregor, she contested this the last time at the first meeting. We spoke to her. She was in a misunderstanding of what we were going to do. And she said, well, I spoke to her and told her exactly where it was going. She come and looked at it. We told her everything. And she said, if that's what you're doing, I'm fine with it. She said, we can't even see it if that's what you're doing. And it's,
And on that note, I have some photos that I have showing our property and what you see from the road, how far you have to go behind the woods before you even get to our house, and the building where it's going to be behind, as well as color copies of the site map. So maybe hopefully 'cause you can see the 3-bay garage that'll be in front of it as well, that's pre-existing, and possibly the building behind it too, that is also pre-existing, that it'll be behind.
Where this
I got
garage is
copies of
gonna be,
those.
it's impossible to see it from the road.
Thank you.
What I did for the photos is I actually walked in front of our land and took the photos as I was walking down our driveway, so that you can see how far back it really will take before you get to that, and how no one is going to see the building there, and it's really only going to be known for those who know that it's there.
People were addressing businesses close to us. These are just a few. Bedford Co-op's in 0.4 of a mile away from us. Atkins Concrete is 1.9 miles away from us. Shelton's Logging, which runs a big operation, Sawmill is right 3 miles within us. CRB Electric's got a heck of a business within 2 miles of us. You've got a couple other places that's local, that's within a couple miles of us, with either which way you go. There's no way you can leave my house and not go a half a mile and not be at another business from either direction almost. So, I don't know if you,
We're not looking to put a large garage like a Perkins Tire.
I don't want a huge shop.
Where the shop that we're putting up, it's going to look just like any other garage that anyone would park their vehicle in.
Most people,
It's just, he's just going to work out of it.
a lot of people have bigger garages to park in than I'm putting up. So, I don't know if y'all have any other questions.
We may have some questions in a minute. We may ask you to come back up.
Yeah.
Yes, most
Right.
definitely.
So,
Anything else you have for us now?
no.
Not
sir.
right off the
No,
top of
sir.
head, no,
Okay.
sir.
All right.
Thank
you for all of your information.
Yes, sir, thank you.
We have folks signed up to speak.
Yes, Sally Lithicum.
Good evening,
My
Ms. Licklin.
nieces and I own property just below them, and this has been an old established residential area forever. My grandparents just lived up the road, and therefore I don't think it's any place for any business. So I request that you not grant this exception, because then there'll be another exception. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lithicum. Thank you.
Tanya Reynolds.
Good evening, Ms. Reynolds.
I'm just going to read from this if it's okay. I'm not a good public speaker.
Okay.
I inherited land in a peaceful rural part of Virginia surrounded by farmland, family homes, and natural beauty. There's now a proposal to build a garage for working on cars and to issue a special permit to allow this kind of commercial use. And if they say it's only a one-time thing, I respectfully ask you to consider what that really means. Even one exception creates a precedent. Once changed, it opens a door for future projects that may not align with the quiet residential nature of the area. A garage like this would bring increased traffic, noise, disruption, and possible future environmental issues, things that simply don't belong in this kind of setting. I care about the land, the people who live nearby. My aunts and I own over 100 acres in this area that are zoned agricultural. It's been our family for 5 generations. One parcel borders the proposed site just 30 feet from the mechanic's garage on the site plan. I respectfully ask that the proposal be denied so the character of the community can be preserved. Thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration. And I really don't think anybody else would want it built right on their property line either.
We have Henry Hurt, represented by Tanya Reynolds.
Henry Hurt Jr. was not able to be here. I'm going to read the letter that he sent, and I left a copy here too. And it's, dear board members, due to a walking problem, I'm unable to appear before you to speak. I hope that this letter will suffice for me to express my family's opinion on the matter at hand. My family has owned the house and property at 1133 Halifax Road since 1944. It has been a bastion of peaceful tranquility for all these years. The non-commercial nature of Halifax Road eastward nearly to the Bannister River has preserved the rural nature of our neighborhood. In addition, I own property across from 1133 Halifax. My children and I hope that someday to create lots on that land for additional houses. In my view, the rezoning of residential property to open a commercial garage about 100 yards from our eastern property line would be disruptive to the attractive rural nature of the neighborhood as well as traditional traffic patterns. My family and I respectfully request that S-25-017 not be approved. Yours truly, Henry C. Hurt, Jr.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Reynolds. Appreciate it.
30 seconds remaining.
James McDaniel.
Good evening, Mr. McDaniel.
Not a very good speaker. I'm a neighbor who lives across, I live on Hillcrest, which is right across from where he's talking about. I've been there since the mid-'70s, and it wasn't, when Henry Crowder's mama lived in the house he bought, when she passed, I never knew that house was even there until I went to a estate sale they had on site. It's been that, it's back off the road. I don't have no problem with it. I do own 3 homes on Hillcrest, and I've been knowing Robert probably 20 or 25 years since he's a youngster. He's done work for me, pretty much the whole time, every now and then. But I think a lot of him, and I think he deserves a break. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerry Oaks.
I live just over the hill from property he's talking about, wanting to get a rezone. I don't have a problem with, I don't even know Mr. Rowland. I guess 2 issues. One is setting the precedent of rezoning this property when it's all residential, agricultural, down 57. That's the first issue. Second issue, I've never seen a garage. The building itself is fine, but how many garages do you see that it's just the garage? I mean, what's around the garage? It ends up being a bunch of vehicles, cars, trucks, what have you, It's never just the garage. I think everyone deserves a garage at their house. I have a garage, but I don't have the vehicles around. And I know it sets back pretty good ways off the road, it does. And there's a lot of trees between the road and where he wants to build a garage. But every fall, those leaves fall off the trees and you'll be able to see much better through those trees. So it's the precedent of rezoning that property when all of it's residential and agricultural around that area. Just consider that, please.
Thank you, Mr. Oaks. Thank you.
Mark Patson.
Good evening, Mr. Patterson.
My name's Mark Patterson. I'm here to support Robert Rowland's garage. I live about half a mile from Mr. Rowland, and I believe we could use a good mechanic in the community. I really don't see a problem with it. I'm just here to support Mr. Rowland. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. Thank you.
Tanner Packer. Sorry.
Hello, folks.
Tanner?
I'm Tanner Packer. I live about half a mile down the road. I just heard about this today. Didn't know about it, but after hearing about it from 2 reputable people and then seeing the plans, the evidence, I have no problem with it. And I think it's a really good thing to have a mechanic in the neighborhood, especially young guys starting out, working from home. I think it's a good thing. I could go on a rant. I'm not going to, but I support them.
Thank you, Tanner. Thank you.
That's all we have.
Thank you. Appreciate everyone's comments. Ms. Rowland, you have anything you want to add after these comments?
Everyone who's came up here has said something about rezoning. We're not rezoning, we're asking us for a special use. It's still going to be a residential, even with the special use permit. So that's not what we're doing, which y'all know that. And when he speaks of the fall and the winter with the leaves going down, when the leaves go down, you barely see my house and the other 3 garages before you even, that are already there pre-existing, before you even would even think to see the building that's going to be behind the house itself.
Property is this way, and where I'm putting my garage is off the back of it. I don't know, even if I was to, I don't never plan on it, do not want my timber gone. Even if I were to cut the timber off the property,
You still wouldn't see
you
anything.
wouldn't see the building because it's going on the back side of the property, and it's, the property is at a, it's at a fall. I'm gonna have to build up where I want it to be at.
In those photos, you see the 3-bay garage that sits beside the house. It's going behind that, behind another building, because there's another building even behind that one, a small little building that no one even, you don't even know it's there.
You can't see it from the road now. So, that's, you were asking about that. It's gonna be virtually impossible to see it, because if you look down my driveway, you see a 3-bay garage now that's been there forever. Behind that garage is even a bigger building that's already there. It's just a dirt floor building, and it's going back off the knoll behind that. It's going way back behind all of that.
So I just wanted to address that even with, when the trees lose their leaves, I know because I've looked towards my house, and the only thing that I could barely see is the little shop building that we have that sits beside the house when the leaves are gone.
Like Mr. McDaniel was saying back here, you can't, he's been there for a long time and didn't even know the house was there. And he pulls out his road every morning right in front of us.
I've had a yard sale, and a lady was like, I didn't even know a house existed back here because
Of where it's
never
at,
saw
the
it.
lay of the land.
Pizza Hut loves to deliver to me. I have to make sure to let them know to go behind the woods.
They're talking about a lot of cars and stuff. If my shop now, I own a business in Gretna. If you come, I have a few cars because I have a big lot for stuff to sit. We keep them clean. They're there. I don't have a lot sitting around. I don't let people leave stuff sitting around. I don't have that kind of stuff. I'm a small business. Me and another guy that helps me in the office, a little bit in the shop, and I don't do the work to have cars sitting around. I do a lot of big stuff, in and out jobs, motors and transmissions. We order them, put them in, and get out. I might not have 3 cars in my garage in a week's time sometimes. I don't do a lot of small stuff. I don't let stuff sit around to that degree. I have a big lot at where my business is now, and you could put 300 cars in it if you wanted to, 250 cars. It might be 15, 16 cars there, and some of them aren't mine. They're the guy that owns the place. Some of that stuff still belongs to him because I just rent it, and it's all neat, maintained. I pay a guy to cut the grass. He weed eats and sprays the lot every other month. It stays presentable, and I will not have a lot of stuff sitting around. She wouldn't allow me to have a lot of stuff sitting around. So that's all I've got to say to that.
Anything else?
That about sums it up, I believe, hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
No one else?
That is all.
Okay. I'm going to close the public hearing. Time is 6:25. And is there any discussion from the board members at this time, or any questions?
I've been out and looked at it. I would confirm what you said, it's hidden back there.
Mr. Yeaman, would you mind pulling the mic down?
Yeah.
Nobody can see this wall in 57. You can't even see his house from the farm. And I think nothing is rolling, is not that wall. The planning commission kind of dropped the ball on this case. One thing is the planning commission, the regretted, opposed to it, they thought it was going to be in front of that house down 57. And they wrote a letter not opposed to it, once the family was going to go behind the house and not the road. So I would like to make a positive motion. All right, I'm going to come back to that. I have a couple questions. Did you have anything?
I'm ready for a positive motion too, but I did want to mention that staff had recommended a couple of conditions, one of them being that the repair activities would be contained in an enclosed structure. You guys okay with that? And the other condition was that all inoperable vehicles be stored in a screened area. That's already part of the county code, right? So does it really need to be a condition? I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but that,
Yes and no. It doesn't need to be in there. It's common practice to include them because on top of it, then you can revoke. It's easier to revoke the permit if it's stated as a condition.
okay.
But
So-
if it weren't in there, they would still have to abide by it.
And I agree that the site is pretty well hidden, but part of the county code requires that the inoperable vehicles will be stored within a screened area. So you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll in here the recommendations from the staff. The conditions are repair activities shall be contained within an enclosed structure, meaning all work would be done inside of a inoperable vehicles. Number two, inoperable vehicles shall comply with Chapter 9 of Pennsylvania County Code, must be stored in an area screened in accordance with Pennsylvania County's code. So that would mean a fence around your facility. Is that what you understand? Okay. So they do, is that what, Mr. Arnold, is that what you making
sir.
a motion? They're going to have a fence that's usually 6 feet tall that would be very difficult to see if that's the case.
Right, exactly. It's going to be shielded or screened from view, and then also it's not going to be visible on ground level from any exterior boundary line of the subject property.
And you all agree to that?
Okay. Section 9-20, yeah, Pennsylvania County Code.
Okay. So we have a motion from Mr. Shelton. We have a second.
I'll second. Yep.
Mr. Craddock, is there any other discussion before we call for a vote on this case? Call for a vote?
Mr. Shelton, did you?
I did. Motion carries. Mr. Rowland, I hope that you are able to do what you want with your property. I also would encourage you to keep your neighbors that have come here tonight to take their time, that are concerned about that, is to keep them in your thoughts when you're doing your work, and we wish you the best. Thank you, and we appreciate everyone that spoke tonight. Okay, we're going to move on to, the time is 6:30. Case S-25-019. Mr. Arnold, would you read our case for us?
Yes, sir. Case S-25-019, Victor and Vicky Cates have petitioned for a special use permit on 3.48 acres located on State Road 954 Plantation Drive in the Tunstall District to allow for a private campground on the property. On September 2nd, 2025, the Planning Commission recommended by a 7-0 vote with no opposition that the petitioner's request be granted. The staff summary is enclosed in the board packet. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Cates is here to represent the petition.
Mr. Cates, would you like to come down and speak? Thank you for being here tonight.
My name is Victor Cates, and I'd like to apologize to the board. My wife would be here, but she's been battling cancer for 3 years, and she's having a bad month. But we started this project. We've had rental property in this area probably 30-plus years, and we're converting it over to a RV park. And we started the process. We went and got permits to redo the electrical because we didn't want to halfway do it. We wanted to go back with all new stuff. We put in all new pedestals, put 6x6 posts up, vinyl sleeves over it, lights on top of every post. And then when the inspector come out, he told me that he loved what we done. It looked great. We put in all new 200 amp breaker box, meter-based combinations, 50 amp breaker boxes, and they've done everything real neat. And then he told me my zoning was wrong. Well, I thought it was, I didn't know that because 30-plus years ago, we were zoned, grandfathered in for manufactured homes. And RVs, I figured was manufactured homes, so I didn't. But anyway, that's why I'm here tonight. And I've had no opposition with none of my neighbors. Everybody's fine with everything. Mr. Oakes from the planning board come out, and he loved the area. I mean, it's mountain views, cattle. You'll be looking at beef cattle and deer, turkey. It's just a very quiet neighborhood, nice, clean. And none of my neighbors have any, come to any meeting or nothing, because they know I'm going to take care of it.
Anything else?
Just
Okay.
hope y'all vote.
Yes, sir. We may have a question for you in a second after we
That's fine.
do our discussion.
Okay.
Thank you. Is anybody signed up to speak?
No, sir.
Close this public hearing for case S25-019, 633. Any discussion from the board on the case?
If I'm understanding this right, the number of campsites is the same as the number of mobile homes that were already there. Is that correct, or is it?
Yes, sir. It's going to be seven.
So basically replacing the mobile homes with campers.
I move for positive motion.
We have a call for a positive motion on special use permit. I'm going to read.
I move.
He's done it. I'll come right back to you. We're going to read that now. Whereas Mr. Victor and Vicki Cates have petitioned the Board of Zoning Appeals for a special use permit for a private campground, whereas we find no substantial detriment to the adjacent property, that the character of the zoning district will not be changed thereby, and that such will be in harmony and in the purpose and intent of the ordinance, and whereas there are no significant adverse effects upon adjacent property that cannot be mitigated by conditions, I move the special use permit be granted. Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, thank you. All right, I want to mention again is that this was a mobile home park, and it had been that way for a number of years, and he is converting it to that's what happened.
Campground.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, we voting for approval with the recommended conditions?
Let's look at So there are conditions. Any future expansion will require site plan approval by the Pittsylvania County Zoning Development Office to ensure compliance with all the applicable zoning regulations, must maintain in compliance with all the applicable Virginia Department of Health regulations. Are you in agreement with those conditions? Thank you. Appreciate that, Mr. Craddock. Is there any other discussion or questions? Okay, let's vote. Motion carries. Mr. Keats, I hope your campground is as successful as you want it to be. Thank you for coming. Right. The time is 6:36. We'll start case Z-25-002.
Case Z-25-002, Capital Outdoor Advertising has petitioned for a sign permit on 3.53 acres located on U.S. Highway 29 in the Chatham Blair's election district for an off-site illuminated single-sided stacked total of two 10 by 20 foot signs in a sign in accordance with Pennsylvania County Code 35-100. On August 5th, 2025, the Planning Commission's motion to recommend approval, excuse me, that doesn't appear to be correct. Bear with me here. On September the 8th, the Planning Commission's motion to recommend approval was approved 7-0 with no opposition, that the request be granted. The staff summary is enclosed in the board packet. Mr. Chairman, Michael Ruthsets is here to represent the petition.
Mike, would you like to come down and speak?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the BZA and staff, we first appreciate your time. My name is Michael Ruthsets. I'm with Capital Outdoor Advertising. We're a small family-owned business. We've been doing outdoor for over 40 years and 30 years here in the county and some of the surrounding areas as well. We're dedicated to the county. We appreciate our assets, and we really take care of them and keep them in great shape. The special use permit is a request. We requested 4 other permits back in 2023 that were unanimously approved as well. We're trying to grow as the county grows. All of our clients, 99.9% of them are local Pennsylvania county businesses that advertise here, and we're trying to just grow as the counties grow and give them the opportunity to continue with their business marketing plans on our assets at an affordable rate. So, and I'm happy to answer any questions you guys might have when the time is up.
We may have a question for you in a second.
Perfect. Thank you.
Be back with you. Is anybody else here to speak?
Mr. Rusatz was the only one that signed up to speak. No, sir.
Okay. All right. I'd like to close the public hearing in case Z-25-002 at 6:38. Is there any discussion from the board members at this time?
I'd like to ask one question. What type of lighting are you going to use on the sign?
There'll be externally illuminated LED lights that are they're new technology, not the old technology that used to be around. They're very focused on the actual face of the sign and you know, to ensure that it doesn't, you know, go away from where we're actually trying to advertise.
Okay.
So,
Any other questions?
Move for positive motion.
Have a move for positive motion. I'll read a positive motion. Whereas Capital Outdoors has positioned the Board of Zoning Appeals for a sign permit for a on-site illuminated double-sided sign, and whereas the application meets the requirements of Section 35-95 of the Pennsylvania County Zoning Ordinance, I move the sign permit be granted with the following conditions. There is no conditions. Mr. Yeaman, is that your motion?
That's
Do
it.
I hear a second? Mr. Shelton? Any other discussion on this case? And then call for a vote. Motion carries. Okay, we'll open the public hearing for case Z25-003 at 6:40.
Case Z-25-003, Capital Outdoor Advertising has petitioned for a sign permit on 1.2 acres located on U.S. Highway 29 in the Bannister Election District for an off-site illuminated single-sided stack sign in accordance with Pennsylvania County Code 35-100. On September 2nd, 2025, the Planning Commission recommended by a 7-0 vote with no opposition that the petitioner's request be granted. The staff summary is enclosed in the board packet. Mr. Chairman, Michael Russatz is here to represent the petition, and please note the correct date of this case is also the date of the Planning Commission for the previous case as well, which was September 2nd for case Z-25-002. So incorrectly stated that when I read the narrative with the previous case. So both were recommended for approval with 7-0 votes on September 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael, do you have anything you want to offer on this case?
Nothing really further. This, the same property is the same, same zoning and everything, and the sign will be the exact same design as the previous one.
Thank you. I'd like to close the, is there anybody here to speak on behalf? Thank you. I'd like to close the public hearing for case Z-25-003 at 6:42. Does the board have anything to add?
Positive motion.
Mr. Shelton has indicated a positive motion. I'm going to read a positive motion. Whereas Capital Outdoors has petitioned the Board of Zoning Appeals for a sign permit for an on-site double-stack sign, and whereas the application meets the requirements of the section 35-95 of the Pennsylvania County zoning ordinance, I move the sign permit be granted without any conditions. Ms. Shelton, is that your motion? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Warren, second. Is there any other discussion on this case? We'll call for a vote. Thank you. Motion carries. I hope your signs do exactly what you want. At this time, having no other case, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Second. And